Hey.
Hey. It's 2.
In the same week?
I guess so. I didn't check that, but I guess so. Like,
And why is May the only class that overlaps?
I don't know. Do you need a pen?
No, I don't need a pen. I'm deciding if I want to sign it or not.
Why?
What if I don't want to sign it?
Then I guess I'll find a way.
So you're going to go either way?
I guess so.
Well, then here, I don't need to sign them.
I'm just kidding. I never seen one of those. That's cool.
It's a mouse.
I know.
You've never seen a mouse before?
Not like that. Not the blue thing.
That's because I like to be different.
Good for you, I guess.
Can you believe that?
No.
No one would ever guess that about me.
I know. Better give it to you.
Thanks. That'd be so nice. I forgot all about mom. Please. You just signed hers.
I understand that, but you know what? The one thing that you're not doing in my class that she is.
Oh.
What is it?
Passing.
Yeah.
You said you were gonna be late. Oh, for us?
This isn't going to help you unless you start making up some of the things you're missing.
Okay.
By the way, why are you going to Baycare Clinic or career fair? What are you interested in being?
Oh, I'm still thinking about it.
Well, if you're thinking about being a nurse, you realize they're going to need chemistry,
I
right?
know.
Okay. When we go in back and work on the problems, then I'll put you next door to do that. Okay. So I don't want you to miss the stuff at this stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we can move it more. Okay, so what did you like 135? I got 75.1.
Yeah.
We have 76.
No. It doesn't matter because it's not a final.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God. Oh yeah, it's just like why did you just put that in? Okay, so 115.
45 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
You're first.
I love it. I have less.
Farhan, give me the formula for molarity. Okay, so molarity is equal to moles over liters of solution. Okay, now this problem gives you grams of calcium chloride. So one of the things that we are going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen, calcium chloride. How do I write the formula for it? Like that?
And then put a 2 with that, yeah.
Thank you. If you do it CaCl, you're going to be wrong. Calcium is a +2 charge. Chlorine is a -1. So it better be CaCl2. 1 calcium. Calcium has a formula mass of 40.78078. 2 chlorines, 35.453, gives us a total of what?
110.9778.
Okay, so what is the first thing we need to do in this problem to be able to find the molarity? Because this is what we are solving for. We are solving for this right here.
Okay, we're turning the 116 and using the formula mass to get it into moles.
115 grams. We're going to use the formula mass to get it into moles. So 1 mole of CaCl2 on the top. 110.7978 grams on the bottom. What do we get? Probably a little over 1.05, something like that. What?
I rounded 1.04.
Okay, when you rounded 1.04, what was the number after the 4? Or was it 1.38?
It was 1.036.
Okay, good. Then you rounded correctly. Moles. Okay? So, molarity equals 1.04 moles over how many liters of solution?
0.135.
Thank you. 0.135. You should not need to do this other than in your head. You should know that milliliters are 1,000 times bigger than liters, so you're dividing by 1,000 here. You need to do this calculation to get the point. You don't need to show it to me. So in the end, ladies and gentlemen, what is our molarity equal when we take 1.04 divided by 0.135?
7.70.
And this is
CaCl.
molar CaCl2. Questions? Is that what everybody got? Questions? This is 1/3 of your quiz tomorrow. Good news, the quiz is tomorrow though, not today. So you are going to have a problem like this on your quiz tomorrow. You're going to have a problem where you have to solve for the number of moles. You're going to have a problem where you have to solve for the liters of solution. Any questions? I like the confidence, Farhan, when he says that's easy. Then we'll see how easy it is tomorrow when he takes the test or quiz. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's our last practice problem for today before we are going to go in the back and we are going to do some practicing. So, we'll work through this. I will show you how to do it. We will work through it together. And then we are going to turn you loose, ladies and gentlemen. So, here we go. All right. So, calculate the mass of silver phosphate produced. Calculate the mass of silver phosphate produced if 30 What the hell is going on here? Okay. If 30.0 grams of silver chlorate reacts with excess sodium phosphate. All right, so let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. I need a formula for silver chlorate. Ag.
ClO3.
So Ag what? Sorry, I don't know what is going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. Paste. All right, so we need to write a balanced chemical equation. We begin with silver chlorate, AgClO3. Let me try this, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Technical difficulties that are starting to annoy me. All right, let's do that. Let's go here. Okay, let's try this one more time. This is really starting to frustrate me. Yeah, that may be an option that we have to do. All right. Okay, so silver chlorate, AgClO3. Okay, it is a solution, so we will make it aqueous. Reacts with excess sodium phosphate. So sodium phosphate, formula. What was that? Sodium. Na. 3PO4. This is a -3. This is a +1. That's where I get this 3 here from. Silver was a +1. This was a -1. That's why I did not write any numbers down below. Okay? We're good there? All right. So, what kind of reaction is this setting up to be? Oh, not a single. Double replacement. Those are the only two that I will ever ask you to finish out the reaction. The reason it is a double replacement is this is a compound and this is a compound. You are going to create two new compounds in the end. Now, for you to create your two new compounds, two things have to switch places. What two things are going to switch places? The metals, the silver and the sodium. They are going to change places. Now, here's the nice part about when they change places in this reaction, ladies and gentlemen. What is the charge of silver?
1.
What is the charge of sodium?
1.
They're both +1s. So that means when they change places, ladies and gentlemen, we will get Ag3PO4. Why? Because this is a +1, this is still a -3. And we will get NaClO3. We will get both. Okay? Now, it does say the mass of silver phosphate. So if it's telling me that this is going to be the mass, this silver phosphate will be a precipitate. Now, if you take out your pink sheet, ladies and gentlemen, the one that we used earlier, okay, and you go to the side where it says solubility of ions reference sheet, if you go down to PO4, it says that it will normally precipitate with most cations. The exceptions are cations of group 1 except for lithium. Silver is not one of those cations, ladies and gentlemen. Silver is not in group 1, so therefore it will precipitate. What state of matter will this one be in? One is a precipitate, the other is always what? Aqueous. AQ. Okay? The other is always aqueous. All right? Questions? All right. So next, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to balance this equation. To balance this equation, again, I list all of my elements that are in it. Now, I am going to take a shortcut here. Because the ClO3 appears exactly the same on both sides, I'm going to leave it together. And I'm going to do the same thing with the PO4. Okay? Now we got to be careful because I'm counting groups here. So there is one silver over here. There is one ClO3 group here. I know that because it is not in parentheses with a number outside it. There are 3 NAs here. There is one PO4 group here again because it is not in parentheses with a number outside of it. Over on this side, there are 3 sodiums. I'm sorry, 3 silvers. 1 sodium. Chlorates, there's only one of the group. Phosphate, there's only one of the group. All right, so we got to balance silver and we got to balance sodium. Which side needs more of which?
AG on the reactant side needs 3.
Okay, so I'm going to put a 3 in front of AG on the reactant side. That's going to change the amount of AG to 3, but it's also going to change my ClO3 groups to how many? 3. Okay? Now I need to balance off the sodium, the Na. So on the product side, what number do I put in front of the Na? I put a 3 there as well. So that makes this 3. That makes this 3. Everything is balanced. We are done. Questions? Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to write down what I am given so that I can keep track of what I have where. I am given 30 grams of silver chlorate. Okay? And it wants me to calculate the mass of silver phosphate. Mass means grams. Has to be in grams. So, I am now going to take and I'm going to go through my 3 steps. Anybody remember what the first step is? Put it into moles. Anybody remember what the second step is?
You would put what you're given over, or the other way, where you're going.
Just get through it.
What you're given to where you're going to.
Okay. We call that the molar ratio step. You are correct, Eric. We'll make sure that we're putting it in the right places in just a minute. Okay? And what is the third step in this problem? Put into moles, molar ratio, third and final step. It's a little bit harder. Report in the final unit. What's our final unit going to be here? Grams. So in the problem, it has to tell you what unit you are going to need to end up in. Okay? Questions? All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to begin with our 30.0 grams of AgClO3. And the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to put it into moles. But to do that, ladies and gentlemen, what do I need? Okay, I need the formula mass. So I need the formula mass of AgClO3. So I've got 1 silver times 107.87.
Yeah.
I've got 1 chlorine times 35.453. And I've got 3 oxygen times, we'll cheat and use Abby's favorite, 16.0. You choose to use 15.999, it's okay. Either way, it's going to work out. So we add all 3 of these together. $191.323, somewhere around there. Grams of AgClO3, and that is equal to 1 mole. Any questions on where I'm getting this from? We're good. Okay. So now I'm going to take my grams and I'm going to get it into moles. To do that, I'm going to use this conversion factor. What has to go on top? What has to go on the bottom?
Grams goes on the bottom and moles goes on top.
Okay, so our 191.32 grams goes on the bottom. Our 1 mole of AgClO3 goes on the top. This will get grams and grams to cancel. Good. Done with step 1. Okay. Now we are going to go to step 2. Use our molar ratio. For our molar ratio, I need what I am in, which is this stuff. And I need to compare it to what I am going to, which is this stuff. Okay? Now, unit-wise, I'm in moles of AgClO3, correct? So that is the mole that has to go on the bottom. But it is no longer necessarily 1. I need a molar ratio. What do I use for my ratio number there?
3 moles.
I use the 3 that is in front here to be the 3 that is in front here, moles of AgClO3. Questions on where I got that from? Okay. Now, if I'm moving from one part of the equation to the other, the part that I am going to, the part that I am trying to find here, that is what goes on top. What is the coefficient in front here?
1.
Even though it is not shown, it is actually a 1. So that is the coefficient that comes up here, ladies and gentlemen, and moles of Ag3PO4. Okay? Now, if we look at this, ladies and gentlemen, grams canceled here, moles cancel here. I am left in moles of Ag3PO4. Any questions? Now, ultimately, we want to get to what unit? Grams. So now, ladies and gentlemen, now I need to get from moles to grams. I need what? Formula mass. But what is our formula now?
For silver phosphate.
Correct. Our formula is for Ag3PO4, which means now I need 3 times 107.87. I need 1 times phosphorus, which is 30.974. And I need 4 times 16.0. All right, so let's do a little math. 323.4.61, 350 plus 48. What do we get for a total, please?
418.584.
Thank you, Eric. Anybody else get that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Not that I don't trust you, Eric, but it's always best to double check. Okay? Thank you. So now we're going to put it into our final answer. To do that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to need formula mass equal to 1 mole. What part goes where in this one, though?
The 1 mole goes on the bottom and the mass goes on.
The only way these moles are going to cancel is if the mole goes on the bottom. And on top goes our mass. Now, while you are doing a lot of work here, ladies and gentlemen, this is almost all work that you have done before. Going into and out of moles to grams, we did that entirely in Unit 5. That's what we spent the whole unit on. Getting into and out of moles from mass, from volume, from particles. I got news for you. We're probably never using particles again. Okay? We are going to use mass. We're never going to use moles to volume here because we're never going to be at STP anymore. So we have a different way of going from volume into moles. We'll talk about that. It's called PV equals nRT. But otherwise, you are doing the same 3 steps in every one of these problems. Take what you're given and put it into moles. Use a molar ratio. Report out in your final units. That is the entirety of this unit. That is what you are doing. Now, yes, you've got to write and balance an equation. Yes, you've got to write and balance compounds. Unit 3, Unit 4. This unit, this is the only thing different. We're now using a molar ratio. All right, take out your calculators, ladies and gentlemen, and I want everybody to try this because the only way you're going to know if you're doing your calculations correct is to practice them. So here we go. 30.0 times 418.584. I'm skipping the ones. Ones mean nothing. Divided by parenthesis. 191.32 times 3, close your parenthesis. What do I ultimately get for an answer in this problem, ladies and gentlemen?
21.9.
Did someone else get that? Okay, we're good with our rounding and things? What's the final unit?
Grams of silver phosphate.
If you look, the only unit that we are left with in the end is grams of silver phosphate. That is it. Questions? Okay. At the tables in the back for you are 3 practice problems. All right? Some of them have the formulas written, some of them don't. On the back side is the answers again. If you want to take a piece of paper and do them, if you want to work on the tables, that is fine. There are rags in the bucket there. Please rinse them out before you take them to the table so you don't drip water all over the place. Chalk markers are on the top if you need them. Let's get some practice done, ladies and gentlemen. And if you get stuck and have a question, call me over and I will be happy to answer it. Akira, I'm going to keep you in here. Actually, I'll let you go next door, but they might be coming in to do a lab. Freshmen. And if they do, you're going to want to... Okay, you can stay in here then. Okay? This is the quiz you're missing. There it is, the whole thing. Okay? You have questions, let me know. Okay? Make sure your phone stays in your backpack, please. Thank you.
So that's
So she's like on the lucky side.
Good. Farhan, which one of these 3 papers did you think we were out of today? Because there's a pretty good stock of each when you came.
No, because I'm usually fixing off the table, but you.
It has been there for the entire, since after Christmas.
I didn't see that.
I gathered that.
Okay, you have class. Oh, you're not solving.
I'm solving it, though.
Farhan, I really hope that someday some kid stumbles across my videos and decides to watch them on YouTube. He goes, who in the heck is this Farhan kid who kept getting yelled at?
Oh!
Yes, ma'am.
The video, I got a shout out.
Okay.
You give me a shout out.
Leave me your phone. Put your fill out a pass and you can go real quick.
Yes, I'm sure.
Nothing. So I don't think it would.
Make sure you leave yourself enough room to do what you need to do. These are longer equations, you're gonna need to write out the equation first and then figure things out from there.
Hey, something.
Very good idea.
You need a towel.
What?
Yeah, okay, wipe the FD off.
Yeah, I just don't like the purple. When the black has the target. Yeah, Abby. Sure, Abby. It's all about you. You know, it's funny, she used to claim that you were wrong.
Why are you an instigator?
Because it's so much fun.
It is. I used to do that all the time.
There was one time the two girls always sat next to each other every day in class. One day they came in there on opposite ends of the room.
FBO to make sense.
So I saw one of them in home base and went, so you and so we're fighting? Huh? No, we're not fighting. Really? You sat on opposite ends of the room. We're not fighting. You were lying.
That's crazy. They were that mad. They sat on opposite sides.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, some of them, I'm sorry, some of them, the language gets a little confusing, so if you have questions, ask.
Is it better than a question?
Okay, hang on, Sherilyn, hit on first. I'll go. You realize he needs a lot more help than most.
It was April Fool's today, was it? My question is, what is this?
¿Por qué no agarras una
How
raya?
many guns do I need?
¿Por qué lo tengo que hacer todo yo?
Because I rely
Okay. All you need to know
You did.
is which one do you have information about, like I did up there, the 30 grams? And which one am I trying to go to? When it says you have access of other things, don't worry about it. The only way that reaction happens the way we have it up there is if there's excess of the Na3PO4. So something, think of it this way. If you're making burgers and handing them out to people, when do you stop handing burgers out? Or
When you're out of food.
when you're out of food. Now, what would stop you from making hamburgers?
trying to be everywhere.
I want to be like that. No, I want to like.
Like what?
Okay.
Let's not go crazy. But what do you need to make a hamburger? A bun and the meat, right? If you run out of buns, can you keep making hamburgers? No. If you run out of hamburgers, can you keep making buns? Can you keep making buns? No. Same is true in a chemical reaction. You're gonna run out of one of the two things at the beginning. And as soon as you run out of it, that means you're done making it, and it just stops. So they'll tell you there's so much of this one and the other one is in what is called excess, meaning that's the one that you're not gonna run out of for sure. Okay?
Is it already balanced?
First of all, can I ask a question? Why are you trying to balance something that's already written there and balanced for you? You didn't trust them or what? Now, this one, you're gonna have to write one out and balance. But these two, it's written out for you. You don't have to worry about it. And yes, it is going to balance. Let's see.
I was thinking about a different song.
6 oxygens over here. 6 oxygens over here. 3 carbons over here. Not 6, 3.
Eric, ¿cómo hago
3
esto?
carbons over here.
Almost in.
Ryan's, everything's
¿Cómo
balanced.
sabes?
It will work out, trust me. If I give you one and it doesn't balance, chances are you wrote a formula wrong. Okay? Okay. Now, did you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. I remember you did that last time. I was like, oh.
Okay, what's the question?
Am I supposed to balance this?
It's balanced for you.
It's already balanced. I told you that.
It's balanced. It's written for you as a balanced chemical equation. That isn't gonna happen often, so enjoy it this time.
Is mine balanced?
Okay, what do we do after that? What did I do next? But before that, I identified 2 things. Identify what I was given
Yeah.
and which one I'm looking for. Do that.
We're looking for. I don't see a.
No, a name would be like sodium chloride. Now, I will tell you, okay,
So that means this one? Yeah.
it's been a while since we did this, but because there's 3, you're gonna have to turn your periodic table over and find something on the back.
What? No
That
sense.
would be over here, that would be the formula. The name would be what we would name it, okay? Alright? Okay, so did you figure out what we were given?
Yes.
What?
Oh, we're given this. We're given, wait, we're finding this and we're given this.
Okay, so over here underneath the iron, even though it's a product, we're gonna put 209.7. That's how much of that we're gonna produce. Right under the iron. The nice part about this
Oh, really?
method, you can compare any 2 parts of this equation that you want. So, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna try to figure out how many grams of this there are. So let's put a question mark underneath this, and then G, so we know it's in grams.
Get like the beige one or
Okay, you can do it before or after. So now go through your 3 steps. Put what in the moles? No, you don't know what that is.
Oh, that.
Yes, this in the moles. Then what?
And then.
And report out in your unit. There's the example up there for you. Go.
And like, not like you're really here.
Yes, Aaron.
I have a question, so, I'm trying to do this one so I can get better at writing the equations. But-
Yeah, okay, here's the problem. Decomposition.
What's that?
That means there's only one reactant,
Oh,
and it will break down into 2 or more things.
2 or more things.
Yes. And I tell you what all 3 are. Because if you read the problem, if the first 5 words say find the what?
Oh, massive oxygen
Read the 6th word.
produced.
So oxygen needs to be on what side of the arrow?
There
you go.
Oh,
Now, I'm glad you're doing this, but you guys are almost working on top of each other here, so you may.
hey, I told him to screw up. I told him to leave me alone.
Look at all that space over there.
Oh, what are you doing now?
Did you get a mother?
You got I'm ready to
Okay, so what are you trying to find here?
Oh, yeah.
Those are called, that's called finding the formula. Okay, so let me ask you this. You have this equation, right? What are you given in the problem? Of what? Okay, so put it under where it's at in the equation. Underneath, like I did. So I put 30 grams under AgClO3. Why? Because I want to know where I'm going to begin this problem. Sure, you can put it on the top, or put it over the right thing. What does it say?
Wait, I don't.
Of Fe. That's not Fe.
This comes from this, right?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, so then, wait, well, we're not,
Very close.
oh yeah, we're doing this one?
You're gonna
Let's do this, go ahead.
I'm following you.
No, you're right. So this would be essentially here and number 2, the formula.
Well, and I'll tell you the one thing you forgot to get here. When you get to these moles, you're supposed to divide by the smallest number. Divide by 2. Now you ended up doing it here, which is good. Okay.
So this,
But when you get to this step, the next step is to divide all these by the smallest number, so that you can get that ratio right away. So it's on this side, you don't have to go through it. Yes. Okay, well, here's the thing. You are doing excellent at the start. But, a couple of things. I
like to do things to make it easier for me in my brain. So this says 209.7 grams. So that's what I'm gonna start with. And ultimately, I'm trying to find the grams of this.
Or do I times it by 3?
Okay? Now, you did what you were supposed to do to start out. Why did you want 11.6?
After that, we need to find the formula. Yeah, but it was.
Don't do 2 on it.
We get the formula mass
The 2 that's in front there. We'll take care of
We're using my phone.
the ratio.
Times that.
One mole of iron is one mole of iron is equal to the 55.845. That's what you use. Don't worry about that too. Worry about what's in the formula. The formula is just Fe, so I'm gonna write that. Okay, so change that. You're right on track. What's your next step going to be? So after we take what we're given and we put it in the moles, what's our next step? Good. Try to do the mole ratio. If you're not sure, call me back, or you can try to do the next 2 steps and then call me back before you do all the calculations. I will be there in a second, Farhan. Sherilyn? Okay, you guys did the same thing. Stop. Please stop. Stop, because I've seen this mistake 2 or 3 times. I want to stop you before. And if you're not making it, that's fine. You guys, when I found the mass of AgClO3, did I worry about the fact that there was a 3 in front?
No.
So do not worry about the fact that there's a 2 in front of that iron.
Okay.
That 2 will take care of itself in this step. Do not double that mass of iron because there's a 2 in front of it. Now, if it was Fe with a 2 after it, then yes, you would double it, but you base it entirely just on the formula. Don't let the number in front affect anything yet. We will take care of that number in front when we do the ratio step, okay? So again, a lot of good things going on, but don't make that mistake, please. Arvin, you had a question. I'm sorry, hang on. Was that what you...
I was gonna ask you about.
Correct. That is absolutely correct, except for one thing.
Oh.
This is moles of Fe, correct? Look at your conversion. What is the only way moles of Fe are going to cancel? If it's at the bottom. If it's at the bottom. So what's your final step?
So one more on the bottom.
Very good. Perfect. Farhan, what can I do for you, sir? Okay, good. How are we doing over here then?
Wait. Where?
Sure.
Is it?
Did you get that number?
So that's 1 mole of.
Okay, so let me see this real quick.
Okay, Abby.
Okay, here's the problem. This is not the mass of the iron. This,
It's 34.
I was close.
this is just Fe.
Okay.
This does not belong there. Yeah, this belongs
209.7 times.
So this 207.9
3.
is a 209.7. 209.7 grams goes with that. So, nope, you gotta be careful. We can compare any 2 parts of a reaction we want. We can compare 2 products, we can compare 2 reactants, we can compare a reactant to product and product to reactant. So now, the good news is what you're doing here is the correct process. And this isn't going to change. You just need to correct these 2 steps. Okay, so correct that and then cover that. But is this equation, again, where did you get 159.69 for Fe?
Brad, can you come back to us?
No, it isn't. That says in their problem that that's the grams of Fe.
Wait,
Correct.
where'd you get that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're in moles of Fe, moles of Fe have to go on the bottom of this ratio. Okay? Now don't put 1, just put moles of Fe. Now, where do I get the number that goes in front? I go back to this equation. You see that 2 in front of the Fe? That 2 goes in. Now, what are you trying to find? Which one of those? Well, which one are you trying to find in this equation? Which one of these 4 things are you trying to find? Okay, then that's what goes on top.
Then I'm like,
Perfect.
Ryan, meet up, we're cooking with gas.
Okay, hang on one second. How we doing?
You guys food.
What do you got? Okay, you got your equation right. Oh, balanced equation. Okay.
Dang. They're gonna drop
Oh, I didn't switch.
You don't tell me.
Ignore this part about the 13 liters of CO2 gas. Take this and figure out how many grams of NaCl would be created.
I want to be a
101, 103.0 grams of Na. And tell me how much NaCl would be created. That's all I want you to know. I'm sorry.
I wanna,
So when you get to number 2, ladies and gentlemen, I got something I gotta tell you about it.
you know, we're cooking with gas.
I thought it'd be 158.
It would be, well, this is not in Sig Fix. Okay, this doesn't give, this program doesn't allow me to put everything in Sig Fix all the time. So 158 would be your correct answer in 3 Sig Fix, yes. Okay, now when you go to do this second one, ignore that in 13 liters of Cl2 gas at STP. Ignore that completely. So from 103 grams of Na, how much NaCl?
Put them all on the top.
Okay, that's what you're doing on the last one. All right, who else needs a hand? Good. Now, what's your next step? She accidentally put the number where like this.
No.
Yeah, that's what it's asking you to find. How much CO? See, here's the thing. This is what you could have done to make life much easier for yourself, which is this. 209.7 grams. How many grams? Because now when it comes to your next step of your ratio, going from here to here. Okay? Now you know where you're going from and to. Who you
Oh,
are.
everything is in front, don't talk about that.
This is FE. What's the formula mass of FE? Oh, you use them. If it were the compound, yes, you'd need the formula. Okay, what were we calculating? Let's see what you got done. So yeah. But in between these two parentheses, you're gonna have a plus. So we're multiplying 1 times 12.011, and then we're adding it to 2 times that. Okay. That's your number.
Yeah, the first close was the best one.
That second step is exactly.
I'm gonna have to have it.
Mass of that, yeah.
I haven't done like that.
You got it.
I was like,
Issues that
we're getting
are-
a little like, that's really like, if it's like that, the other one.
Oh, you were that person trying to.
Bro, I was trying to like go around the roundabout and you try to say something. I was like,
When I got camera, I was like, oh.
I was like, that's what
Okay, so, what do you got? Okay, you got the 209.7
So ignore
times 3.
like and 13.
Yep, you need to do everything on the top here that's not 1. Don't do any parentheses or anything on the top. Okay, now hit divide by
Are these two?
parentheses, this number times this number.
Oh, this is like.
Close your parentheses, and you will get the right answer.
Oh, yeah.
No, because that's not. Isn't it cute?
Oh! This is steel, not CO2. So you accidentally use CO2 instead of CO. You accidentally use this one instead of this one. Okay? So that changes this number. 1 times 15.9. Okay? So double check it with that better number in there, and then see if you get the same numbers on the back of this sheet. Okay?
Oh, I think this is a.
Yes. So you did the same thing. Look at your question. Grams of steel. Steel, not CO2. Steel.
No, que ignores
Two
eso.
here.
Aquí te escucha ahorita.
Oh, you
And
want
then you're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, but I was-
So instead of 2 weeks, you're only doing 1 week, 16. 12.4.
I catch up to you for some.
Okay?
Huh?
Jay, how we doing?
for that one, right?
You have to do the rotary.
Okay, but don't put the 103.0 in the same place. Put that right over. 103 grams of that.
I was okay. I didn't even get any of this.
Now, you gotta be
I
careful.
was so lost.
This many grams of this, how many grams of that? Okay, well, you
I
got
just
it.
said, I
No,
wrote it. I
you're
just-
fine, you're fine.
This was
But
just-
you get both of them under the same thing.
Try.
This is NA. The
Oh!
loaf is separate from NaCl. Okay?
What's going on?
Good. Now you got it. Now we're through those 3 steps. Okay?
I saw you.
Yeah.
Work your way through those 3 steps, just like you did in the last round.
Oh, more ratio. I'm on my track. Okay, I get it now.
I mean, that's like so everything.
I get it. I understand.
What's the master?
Okay, first of all, sorry, for this one, please ignore this. Can I borrow your pen? Don't worry about that part. We haven't done that 13 liters of gas yet. So, you have got 103.0 grams of this, and I want to know how many grams of that you will create. That's the entire problem. That's it. So you're doing it just like you did the last one. You're fine. Keep going.
Wait, why is about that?
Because we haven't done that yet. We haven't, we're getting there, but we haven't done that. I grabbed this problem this morning and I meant to take that part out of it and I forgot to. Because that's gonna mess you up with what you're trying to do. Okay, why are you adding these two together?
Oh, no, wait, that's.
Do that, good,
Sorry.
good.
NaCl.
Yes.
Because when we said CL.
Yeah, and then one more of NaCl, so.
Okay, here's what happened. You forgot to type
Wait,
3 on the top.
But that's what we're looking for.
So you got the 209.7 times 28.11.
No way.
You forgot to times it by 3. Okay? So, here we're gonna insert
Okay.
times 3
Wait, what are we looking for?
times 28.11.
NaCl.
So any number on the top that's not a 1, you're gonna multiply those together. Then you're gonna divide any number on the bottom that's not a 1 by multiplying those together.
You just missed it.
Oh.
Good.
Good.
Oh yeah, that's good, because then
Actually,
the moles cancel out and then we're left in grand.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Remember, we need to do the same 3 steps. I'm sorry, this is confusing. Don't erase it. Sorry. Don't erase it. What you were starting with here was correct. Okay. 103.0 grams of this. How many grams of this? That's what we're ultimately after. So you're taking your 103.0 grams of Na times 1 mole of Na over 42.9 grams of Na. Right? What's our next step? What do we do next after we get it into moles? What was the next step that we did on the board?
Oh, it's because he has this.
Yeah.
Wait, Brent.
So now, where
It's
does
because
this
he has
go?
included the 13.0
Good, put
CL.
that on the bottom. Na. Now what goes on the top?
Oh yeah? I don't understand something like that.
Put it up there. What's on the top? Well, this goes on the bottom because it's what we're in. This is what we're looking for. So that's why I put that question mark grams there.
There's bacteria.
Because that reminds me this goes on the top. But what goes right there?
Yeah, I know what I did wrong.
Yeah, 2 moles.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know for what reason why I put CO2 and CO2. So, it should have been
How do I get 2
20.
grams of this stuff? What do I do? Add that one more step. Questions?
Can you check it?
Certainly. You're right, Vince, because unfortunately, it gives you the wrong one.
Porque esto no dice que.
So. Yes. 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 Okay. So now, let's check your math. Here's what I'd love to see you start doing to make life easy for yourself. If you need to go back into your calculator, let's try to do this all at once.
Okay, I understand.
Okay? 103 times 2.
No,
58.44.
No, es que this one is.
Divided by, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
We're not even supposed to ignore the last part.
Perfect.
Boom, cooking with gas.
Oh,
I get it.
¿Pero sabes lo que ya estoy pensando?
It's not that hard once you get it.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna forget tomorrow.
Remember, this is not gonna be on top.
What?
The molarity part, that first thing that we did today, that's gonna be on the quiz tomorrow. This is gonna be on the later quiz. I am too, but we keep going, that's what we do. Perfect, that's what they got,
Oh, really?
but too many seconds.
So we're actually.
Or change that to 4.
¿Qué va a ser de mi vida,
Excellent.
Because I'm kind of
Excellent.
Yeah.
You are doing absolutely perfect, except for one thing.
I'm gonna go to the army because I'm like, in this situation.
This should not be
Oh.
No, you don't.
No, it's only moles
No,
of
it's
NA.
also ignored. Like, that's not supposed to be part of the problem.
Okay? Well, here's the thing, you're missing the numbers.
This is our target.
So go to your balancing equation and tell me what number goes in front there.
That's what.
Now tell me what number.
Wait,
goes in front here.
yeah, on the bottom, the ones with penny, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, that's.
Now you got one more thing to do. Ultimately, what unit are you trying to find out in? What of it?
Dude, it's okay. Me olvidé que él dijo que una
Okay.
cosa es
So how do I get from moles of
That's why I was
this
like,
to
oh,
grams?
well, if this, that one has like four. They did the equation with that number.
What do we do to get from moles to grams? What do we do? Well, but now it's the formula that's the thing. That's gonna go on top, yes? Or on the bottom, yes? Good.
But like the zero, how they
You don't. That wasn't supposed to be in the problem. Just ignore that. Oh, what goes up here? Sorry, I meant to take out that 13.0.
Good thing next week I went shopping. I did my little googling.
Yeah, I'll be like, you like current.
I go,
I just did it for fun thing.
I'm gonna say, bro, I literally.
Yes, so did she.
Abby.
Hey, Abby, Cassie.
I'm gonna be jealous, right?
You just gotta watch.
Yeah, please.
Wait, no, I'm sorry.
Okay, you don't have to be done, but you're wrong.
I'll be like, I don't got this.
Oh, and you one right grams on the bottom.
First of all, moles of Na. What has to be on the bottom here to cancel that? Okay, and how many? No. Look at the balanced equation. How many moles of Na? Yes, good.
The top is right, the one mole of NA on the top should.
No, that isn't right. I just told you, you got, that goes on the bottom. Then you gotta figure out what goes on the top.
Did I put NA? Drop the whole equation should I just say for NA? Instead of NaCl. Oh no, I just NA. I'm looking at this.
So what goes on the top there?
On the bottom should go.
You just did the bottom.
Then the bottom goes on the so then it should go to figure out solving for it.
See, again, you're refusing to do a simple step that will help you. The simple step that will help you is this. Now you'll see it. Now you won't have to go back and try to read through the problem again. Think of how much time that will save you on a test if you don't have to go back and read through the problem again.
Did you guys do this one?
Eric, then you switch the paper back and forth. Then I was about to
You get 160.
oh, boy, chicken egg, that's where he gets the answer.
Don't do that. Okay? This step it takes care of the twos and the things that are up below. All you do is that formula mass again, NaCl. Just add it up and get that number. Okay? Add it up and get that number.
So you have to do some field molarity.
When you do your math correctly here, you'll come up correctly.
I got the zero was not right.
Oh, because he told us not to include the 15.
Ah, you still don't use it.
Yeah, do not, Eric, do not
That's
include
right,
that 13 liters of gas. We haven't done that yet.
Oh.
But
No,
me-
but the number,
Everything gets done.
I know that's what I'm saying. I don't know what I.
You rounded it too much, Eric. It's a
Perfect.
That's,
Perfect.
that's not even the right answer.
It's 261.82.
Look at that.
Why does it say 67?
Doesn't
Because
matter.
that's wrong.
Oh, I thought.
Because I should have taken that part about the liters of
Oh,
chlorine
I
gas
see,
out.
that makes
It's
sense.
messing up the answer on the back.
So
Sorry.
that's like 260.
261.8.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, it's because, yeah, I did round it too much. I think that's because there was a 48 after. And I have a different answer.
Okay.
62.
Grams of
Oh, I thought it
NaCl on
was
top, what on the bottom?
Bro, why, what are those kids like?
Well, okay, let's look what you're trying to
It's
cancel.
potassium.
Grams and grams will cancel. Moles of Na, moles of Na
It's
cancel,
okay,
right?
it's potassium.
So what are you trying to cancel here?
Yeah, we got.
But I just rounded it
What?
because
And it's
the
also
48 would make it a
CL, not Na.
But there's
And
466, no?
Oh, you're right.
One mole of NaCl on the bottom.
I didn't read that.
Did you
Thank
write?
you.
They just do like the whole like
Then,
buffer.
Okay, I get it.
This step gets you into moles of NA.
I did all of
This step gets you out of moles of NA and into moles of NaCl. This step gets you out of moles of NaCl and grams. And that's ultimately what you're doing. You were finishing out this formula mass. Okay? Formula mass is always mass over mole or mole over mass. Oh, for sure.
You're supposed to add that. Is the all keep picking up?
No, you're not even solving the mass right there.
Well, here's the thing.
That's for the step over here. This is molar ratio, so just prove what you're given to what you want to go into. So if you're given 2 moles of NA, no, 2 moles of NA, so 2 moles of NA, and then what you're going into
molar ratio. What's the
NaCl.
formula mass of NA?
Yes.
Where did you get that tea from?
And that's what
Oh,
you
I thought you just switched them. Mr. Brown said that.
And then on the bottom here,
put. Well, here,
One
one mole.
of NaCl. No, on the bottom.
Don't let the 2 bother you at all. Ignore. Here is where you're going to put the 2.
NaCl.
So in this
Now the
step
top
right
of the
here,
formula mass for
this is
NaCl.
going to go on the top.
And it's not this.
The moles of NaCl. This
Yeah, don't times it.
is
Just
going
do
to
it
go
like it's written.
on the bottom.
I
That way,
understand.
this all this means. Grams and grams
I
are
understand.
cancel here. Now you're in the moles of NaCl. Now, use the formula mass over 1 mole to get out into your gram. NaCl, formula mass of NaCl, you have not calculated that, you gotta calculate that.
So it's
Be here or be square.
no, it's either it's
Well, I meant here.
be
You have to
here.
be here.
Be here.
Oh,
Already here.
yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna show up like 20 minutes late. No. Well, I get you. That's happens.
Where does all pencil? Mr. Brown, guess what?
Chicken butt.
No. Guess what?
You won the lottery, you're giving me half.
No. I was.
What? All of the good things I'm guessing for, how come none of them are coming true?
Oh.
Okay, what?
It's called be there or be square because you're not around.
Oh,
She just called me.
bad.
No.
I think
Wow.
that's what she did. I don't know exactly how, but I think that's what she did.
Mr. Brown,
You're what?
now do you get it?
Tell him this.
Do you get it?
Sure.
Do you get it? Be there or be square because you're not around. You get it?
Getting out around.
LOL.
Oh, you said all round. I think you said round.
No, I said all around.
That's probably why you thought they called it fat.
No, I said all around.
Oh, I guess you meant to say all round.
What?
Not bad.
I know. If you came up with 262.8, you got the right answer. Well, you shouldn't have rounded it to 360, that has 4. Well, you lose a point for 6 things, but you still be right in the answer, yes.
When I get
There, put away your calculator. 2 no.
Oh, sorry.
I'll leave it for you.
Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, number 1, make sure the caps are on tight on the markers. Put them in the container. Make sure you clean up your area, please. Take your towels and put them back in the bucket because I'll rinse them out for you again. Tomorrow, we will take the quiz, and then we will move on to the next step of our process, which is involving gases. Okay? We had a gas today, but that's not the way it's going to be tomorrow. And I'm sorry about that. I meant to correct that. I will have to correct that and reprint these and get the right answer for you. Hey, if you borrow a charger when you're done, please plug them back in so they charge for later hours. Thank you. Goodbye. Go away. Get out. Who is it that's... Akira, can you grab that calculator for me back there, please? Thank you. Thank you very much, Akira.
No, give up this.
What? Well, you know what? Throw away his periodic table and bring me the calculator. And all will be good. All right. I'm sorry, I don't speak French.